example, I notice it more, you know, especially being in the area that we live in. You would notice, like, a lot of people wanting us out. They'll give you that fake smile. I hate that smile. I'm going to insert a picture of that smile I'm talking about. You know. If you know. Going to London, I found that it was definitely more apparent. I remember we walked into a salon. Your mom, I think she just wanted to find out information about something, or just to do about a facial. Yeah, she wanted to get her facial. Yeah. As we didn't even do much. We literally walked into the store. The attendant, she just looked at us like, "Why are you here?" Like, why are you here? She was smiling, like, and when she did not even want us in that, that room. Like, nobody did nothing to you, ma'am. Like, why did she look so good? I do magic. Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. You think of magic. Mind over matter is magic. I do magic. Oh, my headphones. I could not do that good as you. Welcome to Mind Over Matter, baby. Yes. I'm your host, Deja Wallace. Welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. If this isn't your first time joining me, shout out to you. You're real, you're loyal, and I appreciate you. And to the left of me, as you can see, I have a guest, guys. I got a guest. I got Roxanne Reid in the building. Thank you for having me. Okay, we got the young entrepreneur, the young designer. Big R&T. Yes. CEO. Represent. CEO. We got the whole fit on today. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and let her introduce herself. Hi, so I'm Roxanne, the CEO. Thank you so much, Deja, for representing today. Like, I'm not even wearing my own print today. It's good. You didn't caught me off guard, but thank you so much for representing, wearing the 4-pillar hoodie set by an R&T. Thank you so much for having me here today. Yeah, let's jump right into it. Yes, sir. But, like, honestly, Roxanne, you don't know, like, how fire your designs are. Like, for real. Like, I wear this all the time. This hoodie is just so comfy. I did spot that because, like, when we were in Europe, I did notice that you had it on literally. Going to bed, waking up, going outside. It was like your go-to piece. So thank you so very much for, like, representing and wearing it all the time. Like, I greatly appreciate that and all your support. Yeah, when it's good quality, it's hard to get out of it for me. Like, once I brought Crocs, she sells Crocs too, but once I invested in Crocs, I never wanted to wear sneakers again because I'm all about comfort nowadays, you know? Yes. So, yeah, go and check out her clothing line at, what's the website? rtnewyork.com. RT New York, so go cop up, guys. So, on today's episode, I didn't even, like, introduce her how I was supposed to. Like, this is my cousin as well. It's not just, like... It's not just Roxanne Reid. This is also family. Family ting. So, me and the cousin just came back from Europe, UK tings. You already know. It was London tings. It was a mad tings. Like, I always wanted to go to the UK, London specifically. So that was a check off my bucket list. Like, was that your first time? That was my first time. Yes. I'm very grateful that I had the experience to go, considering we had that one mishap there. Yeah, we're going to get into that. Or a few. But I am very glad that I at least had the experience to go there. Taking that night flight, it was about 7 to 8 hours traveling there from New York. it was a pretty good experience nonetheless. The food was good, coming back. I don't know. Coming back, it was not the best, I must say. Not. But definitely going, I wouldn't mind going again.
Yeah. Like when the weather gets nice, we gotta plan that again.
Yes, because I'm looking forward to the Afrobeat Fest coming up.
Yes,
I am looking forward to that. Yes,
yes. Period.
Period.
So, kick back, relax, and enjoy this episode. So, on episode, what number are we on? 39, I will be talking about the UK and our trip, our experience, what we learned, why I personally feel like you should just travel more, because like you just learn so much getting out of your little box of your world. And we're going to compare the UK to the US and racism that we faced compared to the UK and the US. So, yeah. We're going to talk about all of that on today's episode of Mind Over Matter, baby. Oh, it's a lot. A lot. So, going to London, what did you expect, like, going there?
Honestly, like, I didn't have, like, high expectations going there, but, like, just in hearing about going to London, I always hear about, you know, the nice, friendly people, or just, like, sorry, my accent, but like, can I get a cup of tea? You know?
Yeah.
Like, just a very chill experience just being in London, having the experience of finally again to go, like, you know, some expectations were met, you know, like the people compared to being in New York, they were very friendly. If you were to be on the subway and someone bumps into you, like, they literally would take the time to like say, sorry, you know, like they will stop you and make sure that you recognize that they took the time out to say sorry and apologize, opposed to like doing that here in New York and, you know, like, just walk right past you.
They'll act like you bumped into them.
They would act like you did something wrong, you know, and like...
And even with the directions, you remember? When we were like, oh, how do we get there? Exactly. They would literally take out their phone, stop with everything they're doing.
Making sure that you figure out, like, where you are going. Opposed to, like, if you're here in New York... Someone probably will give you the wrong information just to make sure that you are gone. You know?
I'm guilty of that. I'm sorry.
Definitely a culture change, you know, being here in the UK.
Yeah. And I don't leave New York a lot, so it's always that culture shock for me when it comes to kindness, no matter where I go. It's so bad here with how rude people are. Yeah. Like, that stigma is real. Mm-hmm. It is real.
I remember even being on the subway one time with you, and someone offered you, like some chips that they were eating just because you looked at them, and it seemed like something you were interested in. The guy, like... said, hey,
he offered me his bag
you know, of like, I was just like,
it's a global pandemic.
You know, like, thank you, but no thank you.
Like, the virus is still out there, yes. But it was a nice gesture.
It was definitely was a very nice gesture. I do not even think anyone here would, like, offer you, like, a bag of chips or some of their chips. So, like, that was definitely something different I experienced being there.
Yeah, it wasn't like the chips were sealed. Like, he was eating chips and he was like...
Here. What? That was different.
Yeah, that was really different. But yeah, I would say the plus side of London was the people there are really friendly. Like, I really appreciate that.
Yeah. I definitely love that experience being there. Yeah. Oh my God, like the food.
Oh, let's get into
the food, honey, because I love to eat. 1, 2, the first day that we were there, the fish that we had, it was fresh. I was like,
oh yeah,
what?
Fish and chips.
Fish and chips. Okay, like when you're heading to Europe, you're like, oh my God, what do you eat when you're in London? Fish and chips. After the first 2 days, it's just like, okay, I had enough.
Yeah, you started like, it was too much after a while.
It was just like...
But the first few fish and chips was hidden properly. Proper. It was good. But then after a while, I was like, all right, what's up? What else? What else you got? Like, you're going to fish and chips me to death.
For real.
But yeah, the food was calm. I liked it. It was very fresh. Oh, even the McDonald's.
Yes, I remember we even went to McDonald's, and I typically do not eat a lot of, like, fast food. because it's very unhealthy here. But surprisingly, when I went out to eat there, it felt like it was very healthy. It didn't feel like my body was transforming into something it shouldn't have, like, right after. They offered whole wheat bread in a McDonald's on their chicken sandwich. What else do they have? The mozzarella sticks that you even ordered. Oh, yeah. Surprisingly, it did not feel very oily. Mozzarella sticks, like, that is very uncommon. So, like, they made, like, the effort to make sure they offered, like, healthier options for you out there. Yeah. So it just really made me think, like, why is it that we don't have the same options here?
Yeah, and it's sad because that's literally their version of fast food. So It is fast food, but the food here is so processed that it doesn't even compare. Like, it's so pumped up with, like, unhealthy stuff, like the white bread, the fake chicken, the fries that never expires, and you just feel the difference. Like, we're eating fake food basically
daily. And you always hear every day, like, oh, yeah, we're trying to make it healthier. We're trying to make it healthier for you. But, like, what are you really doing?
Yeah.
Like explain to me, what are you doing? Because when you travel abroad, you can see, like, the efforts that they make to make sure that they're, you know, people
don't die from high cholesterol, like, at 40.
Exactly. Like, even on the streets, you notice that there's more variety for fruits. If you go into the store, like, they're the fruits that they offer, they're healthier, way healthier options. It's organic more so than you will find here. And I'm just like, damn, like, come on, America.
And even the milk, like, the milk just tastes
different.
Like, it tastes like they just milked the cow in the back and they brought that
Exactly. To you. Everything tastes so fresh.
Yes.
Fresh.
Yes.
Let's bring that here.
Yeah, for real. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but it's not it. Like, I would never eat McDonald's here after that experience ever again. Because, like, what are we really putting in our bodies?
Because you were ready to get back to the gym.
Right. Because, I don't know. It's scary out here. But, where should I go with this? Why do you feel it's important for people to actually travel more?
I feel like it's a great option for you to, like, travel more so you can, one, learn, you know, about different cultures, two, really open your horizons. Like, I feel like when you get stuck in, you know, like, your bubble, like, you only become that bubble, and there's just so much more that the world has to offer. So, like, why would you want to limit yourself really and truly when the world is at your fingertips? You just have to go out and get it, essentially. So,
but then there's always those pessimistic people that are like, oh, I can't travel, I don't have enough money, or, oh, like, they just can't get themselves to actually purchase that ticket and travel. It's all talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's always, like, different seasons you can plan to travel. Like, so, like, if you want to go to, like, Europe, maybe you want to, like, look at some deals, because even when we went, it was last minute. But I found, like, pretty cheap tickets to go. You know, it was only a couple $100, you know. Yeah. So, and if you were to take the time to actually plan out those trips, you could have gotten it for cheaper.
And it's actually worth it. The experience is
I feel like sometimes in life it's not always about the money. That doesn't mean that you should, like, spend your last dime, you know, just to fulfill an experience. But it does mean that you should, like, put forth the effort to make sure that you're, you know, gaining experience out of life, because life really and truly is about gaining experiences for yourself.
Exactly. And what I did notice talking to the people out there, because we did do a public interview, so that's my last video, but she was the videographer in the back. If you go back and listen to that video, that was her in the background with all the funny commentary. But
my bad.
Yeah, we actually did a public interview, and one of the guys has said that the one thing about Americans is they don't travel because they don't feel the need to travel, because once they go to different states, they experience different cultures. So it's so much cultures within America, which I found so interesting, because coming from New York, it's like a melting pot. We have so much different cultures. So we, in a way, feel like we don't have to explore outside of New York, because New York is a world in its own. So we have so much different, like, ethnicities, different, like, ways to, like, if you want to try African food, you could go to somewhere and find that right now, like 20 minutes away. Order that on Uber Eats. Order some Jamaican food. Go right down the block, get some Jamaican food. But it's still that experience I feel like we lack, and that makes us very ignorant in a way. And I feel like a lot of Europeans, in a way, they are like more inclined about the world because they're more tapped into the world, because they don't focus solely on exactly where they're from. They know that there could be a train, even like our cousins, there's a train ticket to go to Paris. They could go to Paris, and it's like, that's a whole different country they can go to, but we only have our states, but we stay within our like little state. You know what I mean?
And I also feel like that's a part of the culture here, like in the States. Like here, it's always about like work. You know, never so much about play. And I feel like with this pandemic, like I think that's starting to shift a little bit. Although like a lot of corporations are kind of still forcing you to go back in to the office, but being in London and that side of the world, it's different. Like, they put more emphasis on making sure you have, like, a solid work-life balance, you know?
That too.
And I think that's why, for them, like, travel is so much more important than here, you know? A lot of people here barely even have, like, a passport. You know, for me, when I was traveling, I was making sure, can I get that stamp? You know? I was just like,
she was pressing the guy, like, where's my stamp? I need people to know it was here.
I need you to know. Yeah. Okay. So I think, like, the culture is definitely different. Definitely different. Here, a lot of people, they don't even have the time to even take 2 seconds to even treat themselves to a spa, you know? Like,
because it's literally work.
It's all about work.
You
have the same cycle day in, day out, in, day out. And you don't really get to live while being in the States. And I think that's another emphasis of why you should take the time to just go out there and, you know, live your life. Like, life is so short. And I feel like, why would you want to deprive yourself of, like, the finer things in life, really and truly? Like,
exactly.
Get out there.
Get out there, please. I'm begging you. Explore your mind. Like, it's so much you can get from traveling that books can't even tell you,
teach
really.
You, for real.
Because the experience teaches you so much more that you interpret for yourself. Because books are interpretations of what somebody else experienced and what they took from it. But it's so much more, and you comprehend so much more and learn way more when you actually go out and see it for yourself.
Exactly.
So that's really why I'm just such a strong, like, promoter for just traveling.
Yes.
Even if it's 3 hours away, like, it's different. Like, Connecticut is different than New York. That could be your starting point.
Yeah.
Travel state from state, because it is different cultures. But eventually, like, you should get that passport.
Please,
I'm begging you. I'm begging you. Go live your life.
Live your life to the fullest. Okay.
So we got into that. Oh, let's get into the big talk.
Which one?
All right. I'm going to ease our way into it. What are the cons of your trip?
The con of my trip would be my phone being stolen. Someone pickpocketed me, y'all. Okay, we just left dinner, trying to find our way back home, and literally, my hands were in my pocket much of the time until, for 1 second, I took my hand out of my pocket to grab the phone from Deja to find our way back home, and, like, someone pickpocketed me. That's
and you know what's crazy? We were literally talking about it 10 minutes before,
literally.
Like, 10 minutes before, our cousins were like, oh, yeah, make sure you keep your phone close to you out here. You know, you can't trust anybody. Like, because we wanted to take a group picture, and I was, being the American I am, like, everybody's so nice. Oh, maybe I should give this person
like,
my
I didn't
phone
even think that would happen there. That's
she was like, are you mad? Don't give nobody your phone. Like, they will run off with it. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, such a tourist. Yeah, I'm such a tourist. Because here I know you got to be on your P's and Q's. Don't give nobody your phone to take a picture. But there, we kind of felt kind of, like, touristy and kind of, like, safe. Like, nothing bad.
For real.
But she was explaining to us, like, yo, I keep my phone on me all the time. I know the location of my phone all the time. We walked down the block. Boom. Exactly what she was warning us about happened. Like, what? It was crazy.
And it's so funny because, like, a lot of times that we went out at night, like, the first thing that you will always say is, like, I feel so much safer, like, walking out at night, like, compared to being here. And I'm just like, damn, like, how did that even happen?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
That was, like, some real con man, like, swindle. Like, he practices that on his free time. For real. Because she didn't even feel it.
Did not feel it. But
she seen the guys that
I saw them, like, approaching me, but, like, in terms of, like, feeling it, no. So, like, those are, like, some real professional cons. Like,
yeah, for real.
For real.
Give her back her phone. If you're watching this right now and you took her phone, her good up iPhone 13, please.
Damn. Please. All my content.
All her content for her brand. Like, I was so tight that night because we were going to Paris the next day.
Like, so my whole mood was done.
You already know when you go on vacation, you mentally
prepared myself.
Yeah, prepare yourself. Yeah. Like, oh, I'm gonna take pictures of this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna record this. Oh, it's gonna be lit. Like, we taking pictures in front of the Eiffel Tower. We doing this. We gonna have our croissants. Like,
croissants.
We gonna be lit.
Yes, no and croissants to show.
Boom. Your phone gone.
Done
off. But yeah, that was tragic. That was, like, definitely an eye opener into, like, everywhere isn't always peachy.
Yeah,
and, like, it's always going to be a good and a bad side to places. So just be aware of that when you're traveling and stay on your P's and Q's. Like,
all the time.
All the time. Even if you feel safe. Because, like, most of the touristy areas, even in New York, kind of. In Manhattan, you kind of feel a little bit more safe. Yeah. But then there's always going to be that flip side when you go to Brownsville at like 10 p.m.
Yeah. P's and Q's on high.
Yeah, so just always be wary when you're traveling. It's always going to be that contrast of good and bad. And don't believe, I hate when people try to make a place to be only bad. Don't always believe that. Because that person could have just had that bad experience. Like, it's always good and bad to that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, another con we had in London. We faced a lot of racism.
Yes, a lot.
Like, literally that was the most racism. Was that the most racism you ever faced?
I would say yes. Traveling from, like, New York to Florida, for example, I noticed it more. Mm-hmm. You know, especially being in the area that we live in, you would notice, like, a lot of people wanting us out. They'll give you that fake smile. Mm-hmm.
I hate that smile. I'm going to insert a picture of that smile I'm talking about.
You know.
If you know, you know.
Mm-hmm. Going to London, I found that it was definitely more apparent. I remember we walked into a salon. Your mom, I think she just wanted to find out information about something, or just to do
about a facial.
Yeah, she wanted to get her facial. Yeah. As we didn't even do much. We literally walked into the store. The attendant, she just looked at us like, "Why are you here? Like, why are you
she
here?"
Was smiling, and when she
did not even want us in that room.
Like, nobody did nothing to you, ma'am. Like, why did she look so hurt, Roxanne? She got so upset. She was like she didn't have to say anything. Like, her face said it all. Like,
yeah, that was it. After that, I was just like, yeah, I don't even care for yourself.
She was ready to come. Like, we left the store, and Roxanne was ready to circle back and go back in and press the link. I was like, no, I want to go back in. I don't know why she was looking at us like that.
I was ready
like,
that day.
Roxanne, let it go.
I mean, I just wanted to find out a couple things. That's all I needed to know. I was just like, I thought we were pretty nice.
We were pretty nice.
We were dressed pretty
well.
And
I'm about to get into that too. We're going to talk about the bigger
that was
race.
One.
That was one.
That was one. What else happened to us?
What else happened to us, Roxanne?
It happened every day, but that wasn't the big one. That was like
when we went to Burberry.
That was the biggest one, yes, but we had other ones.
Alright, we're going to talk about friends just being racist. Even though we don't know exactly any examples, we just felt it in the air.
Oh, wait, that's fine.
Okay, we back on the air, girl. We back on the air. Alright. Before we get into the big racist part, we're going to, like, gradually talk about how the racism just got worse and worse and worse as our days went on. when we went to Paris.
Paris. I feel like you experienced it more than I did.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. I pick up on social cues and like body language very well, right? Yeah. So we go into Patty. We were on our way to Paris after we went through too much to get to this.
It was almost like was it meant first to go? I was starting to look.
What, a movie?
No, it's like I was not even sure if we were supposed to go at one point because we literally missed like the first train out. Then we had to wait probably like another hour to catch the next one.
Yeah. And then I had the keys for the Airbnb, and my mom couldn't get back in, so we had to call
I was like, there was just way too many obstacles just to get to
I was there crying, like, I missed my train, I'm not going to Paris.
And I'm over here, like, mad chill, like, girl, let's go.
I was really tight. But those waterworks worked.
It did. I think it helped. Because
it updated us to coach.
Girl, we did not have to pay that extra fee.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
We got coached to Paris. It was worth the hour wait. But yeah, going into Paris,
you had to deal with that lady at the desk. Girl.
Yeah. So we were going through customs. Is that what it called?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were going through customs, and then it was the time to give in my passport. Well, I have my passport right here, so I'm a reenact what happened. So pretend you're giving me my passport back after you stand. No. I approached the lady. I was like, "Hello."
She was like, "Mad straight face."
She didn't say shit when I said hello. Hi.
She like literally grabbed.
Oh no, I messed up. I gave her my passport to stamp it. So I was like, "Hello." You see that, right? You seen that?
Honey,
body language.
She grabbed.
She didn't say hello, nothing. And then Roxanne was behind me. Roxanne said, "Hi." Nothing. Straight face. And then the white Caucasian man behind her said, "Hi." She's like, "Hello."
She was more friendly. Definitely more friendly.
Yeah, she was definitely more friendly. But why would you snatch my passport out of my hand, ma'am? So that was my introduction into Paris. Like, we weren't in Paris yet, but like, I just felt like the body language was off.
Yeah.
It was definitely off. Like, and it's definitely because we were black. Like, we were getting
that
stares.
a lot.
Like, people were looking at us like they never seen black people.
It's either, I don't know if it's because they're not used to seeing so many of us in one particular area, or they just don't care for us there at all. Yeah. You know, because even like, there was one time we took the subway, and I remember a woman, she was standing, I want to say her husband or another male, and as soon as we started to approach her, she acted like she was about to check to see if the train was coming. Like, oh, let me go see if the train is coming. No. You knew what we were doing. Then she disappeared. Like, right after she stepped at least 6 feet away. You know, like, she did not care to be, like, near where we were.
Yeah. The body language sets it all. Like, you don't even have to say it too much. Like, I could tell if you don't want to be here or be around me. Like, and they definitely had that.
They make sure you know.
Yeah.
And London. Like,
but we were only there for 24 hours. So imagine if we were there longer.
Yeah.
It would have been, we probably would have had like more stories to tell. About.
Yeah. Because I want to say, like, literally even every day that we were in London, pretty much, like, we had a story to tell.
Yeah, but it's not coming to us because it happens so much. Like, I never faced that much discrimination in my life. For real.
I feel like only, like, being here in New York, I barely even experienced that unless it's, like, in a corporate setting. Like, I feel like I don't really notice that here.
But then it's not as open with it.
Yeah.
Like, you have to question it here. Like, it's kind of like a mind game here. Like, are they being racist? Like, that's a microaggression. I know it's racist, but it's not as vocal or it's not as open. They're not as open with it in New York. Like, they hide their racism, so it comes off as maybe you're bugging. Maybe you have to check yourself. And I hate when they do that.
Yeah.
It's the overt and covert racism. Mm-hmm. Here, it's more covert. They hide it.
Yeah.
And then in France and UK in general, in Europe, like, it was crazy. Yeah, like, they did not care to hide it. They did not care to hide it, but yeah.
They will let you know.
Yeah.
But then your experience at Burberry, girl.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, but I'm not surprised, though. Europe is where racism came from.
Yeah.
But to actually face it was, like, a reality check.
Yeah.
Get me. But, yeah, in Burberry, our experience in Burberry.
Oh, yeah.
We went in Burberry, and I was going to return the item. So I did have the Burberry bag. And I'm not going to lie, I felt kind of confident. I'm like, yeah, I got a Burberry bag. It's not my clothes, but it was my father's clothes. I was trying to return it. So I was like, all right, we going to Burberry with a Burberry bag and some Burberry clothes, gonna do some business.
Yes,
so
correct.
So me and my cousins, we go in. Off the jump, it was just like, all right, so we were talking to this guy, and then I was explaining to him that I bought this at the Burberry outlet. So he was trying to tell me that because this is a store, the actual store is not the outlet, you cannot return it here. And to my knowledge, at the time, I thought I could return it because the girl at the outlet told us that it could be returned anywhere, which was the wrong information. So I went in there with that knowledge thinking, like, I could return this. Like, they're lying to me. That's what I thought. So then I'm like, okay, sir, thank you. We still want to look around. And then, first of all, the store was pretty much empty. It had, like, 3 other people, right?
Yeah, there's pretty much no one there. And they had us, like, wait to the side. We had to sit for, I want to say, maybe a good 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, they let us sit for 10 minutes in a waiting area, waiting for what? Because barely anybody was in the store. So that was the first red flag. Okay, it's not really racist, but it was still like, why are you making us wait? We just looking around, like, and nobody's in here. It's not to max capacity. Like, come on, sir. So we're waiting there, and then we finally get our chance to go because the people left, and we were the only ones in the store, right?
Pretty much. Like, there's really no one else there.
Yeah, we were the only ones in the store because I started taking pictures. Like, I was comfortable. Like, I was just looking around. You know I'm not going to buy nothing. Like, that's Burberry. Like, I'm not up there yet. I will be able to buy it soon. But, like, I was just looking. Like, I really like their trenches. She's a designer. Like, come on. She's admiring the fabrics, the pieces. You know, we're being real eclectic. Like, really looking at the stuff. And then Roxanne, you asked the guy again just to make sure we didn't come here for no reason. We asked the guy again, like, oh, are you sure?
No, like, he approached us and he was just like, he was supposed to be like our attendant for the day, and then he asked, like, you know, like, what are you here for? And then I briefed him on, like, you know, like, the fact that you initially came here for the return, but I was also letting him know that we wanted to, like, look around for other things such as, like, you know, the menswear stuff and so forth. And then, like,
he was trying to help us though. He was like, oh, let me double check for you, let me see the receipt. And then he went to he was about to go and double check, but then I guess he was like, yeah, there's nothing we could do. And then some little scrawny white guy comes up to us like, yeah, I already told them that.
Like, calm down.
I'm like, sir, this is an A and B conversation. Like, see your way out. Like, we were just having a conversation to just confirm we didn't come here for no reason, and you told us the wrong information. But he had his little pantyhose in a twist, but that's a whole different conversation. He was just like, yeah, I already told you that. And then from there, that was another red flag. I'm like, okay, sir, relax, pipe down.
For real.
Nobody even asked you that. So we continue to look around. I'm taking my little pics, flexing, like, oh, I'm in Burberry. And
checking out the bags. Yeah, see what's good.
Yeah, a little announcement. This is like 5 minutes in.
We weren't even there long. Like, I heard, like,
a little walkie-talkie.
On the walkie-talkie talking about, oh, yeah, like, check out the girls. Make sure you keep them on cameras and follow them around. I was just like, then I adaptation. I was like, girl, did you hear that?
Yeah. Somehow, they're black, watch them. Like, what the fuck? Nah, they didn't say that, but, like, that's what I heard.
Yes.
Once Roxanne told me that, she's like, yo, you heard that? They said watch them on surveillance. I'm like, yeah, we're out. We're out of here. We're out of here. We're out of here. You don't gotta watch us.
I was like, that's it. Done.
Yeah, you don't gotta watch us. We'll give you something to watch. This empty-ass store.
For real.
So then I told my cousins, yo, we're gone. We're gone. So we all left. And on our way out now...
That was the part. You were, like, real classy with that part.
On our way out, I had just wanted to be, like, I don't know. I just wanted to make my mark and make sure they remember the assholes they were. So I was just like, have a nice day. The guy that was jumped. Next to him was like, and ran to the back or wherever the fuck.
Because he was, you know, they were talking.
Yeah, that's how you know they were talking shit. Because why are you jumping like somebody is pointing a gun at you, sir? Like, why are you jumping like that?
For real.
all we said was have a nice day. Son acted like we were about to rob him. He said,
it's like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like, wow.
Like, relax. So then his coworker said, like, whatever the fuck he said. I think he responded.
I don't even care. I didn't even like care to like listen to like what they had to say. Deja, you handled yourself very well. She said bye. Me, on the other hand, I was just like, I barely even cared to look their direction. I was ready to like get out of that store. Even like we made another stop in a mall, and I saw Burberry, and I was just like, I don't really care. I don't really care to like look over there. At all. Like I was done with Burberry.
It was really bad, guys. Like that was the most racism I ever faced, like ever. That was really bad. But what I did take away from that I hope you took away from that, is that I don't like matching energies. Yeah. Because they kind of expected us to be a certain way with them. Like, you know, loud, ghetto, black girls. So when I responded that way, like, have a nice day, it probably shook them. They're like, yo, what? Like, I'm an asshole now. Because she genuinely wanted to do business with us, and we were assholes. Yeah. And I hope they felt that in their soul and they remember that. And that's why I say, like, what I do when I face racism is I combat it with black girl joy. For real. Because they hate that shit so much, it gets under their skin. Yeah. They hate seeing black girls in luxury.
Yes, that's why I'm all for, like, the black girl luxury movement right now.
Yeah, like, they hate that shit.
Love it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, we gotta be humble. We gotta be quiet. We gotta look like we're struggling, like we're working paycheck to paycheck.
Everything, life is not always about a struggle. Not everyone is struggling. Exactly. You know, like some people are out here winning. Like let them show that. Let them buy what they want to buy. If they want to buy a Louis, Gucci, whoever, like let them do that. You know?
Exactly. And it's like, why is it such a deal when black women do it, but when, you know, Karens or white women do it, it's like, no problem. Like, oh yeah, go girl, you go girl. Like, it's like natural for them
because it's not a norm. Like in the black community, you know, it's the assumption that they probably stole that or like something
or they scamming,
just to get that, and that's not always the case. You have a lot of people out here thriving. Exactly. You know, there's a lot of black excellence. Okay. Period. Out here thriving. Okay, like, yes, everyone might not be able to afford all these high luxury items, but granted, like, they're saving their coins to get it, okay?
Exactly.
So do not run these people out the store if they want those things.
And black women, keep smiling, keep being you. Don't let them change you out your character. Keep shining. Don't stoop to their level.
Period.
Yeah. So I just want to talk about the importance of not matching energy. Yeah. Don't match energies. Because what I realize is when you match energy, you bring down your energy and you stoop down to that person's frequency, that low frequency. Bring energy, like wherever you go, bring your positive energy and don't let nobody change your character.
Period.
You know? Because even when that thing happened in the skincare store and then you wanted to circle back and then like, in me, like it was in me to say, yeah, let's go in there and to let that bitch know like she was wrong.
And it wasn't even to go back to like put her in her place or anything, but I just wanted to like better understand like where she was coming from as well. It wasn't like
it wasn't even to press her.
Yeah. Well, I just had I just want to understand like where that all came from because we didn't go into the store, you know, like dressed a certain way for her to like make the assumption that we were gonna like steal or like, you know, like whatever the case might have been. So it just caught us off guard, and I just wanted to like better understand like what that was about.
Yeah, but sometimes I don't want to give them the gratification to give them that, you know, they want to feel like they bothered us. Yeah. So I don't even give them that happiness because it gives them happiness to know like their discrimination worked. Yeah. So sometimes I'm just like, you know what? It didn't work and I don't care. I'm going to move on about my day now. And now you're just big mad and we're happy. So how do you look? How does this look? You know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just had to get that off my chest.
Free your spirit.
Yes, free your spirit. Free your mind. You get me? But yeah, how do you want because we were doing a lot of like promotion in our own ways, you know, in subtle ways when we were in the UK. Mm-hmm. So how do you want to like make R&T more global? Because as you can see, like, I like how you like integrate the Mandarin writing into it, and that's very different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for like an Asian to see that and see me wearing this and then can read like, the world is yours, so soar, that kind of brings like this global aspect to your brand. So how do you want to market yourself globally? Because we were doing that a lot while we were out there.
I definitely would love to, you know, like, maybe put like some of R&T into a few stores abroad, maybe some influencers, or just like, I don't know. I feel like R&T is just more than one thing. It's a lifestyle, you know. It's not just about like the clothes, but it's like how you're living and like how you're representing. So like travel, you know, maybe, who knows, maybe Delta. I might like do some type of collaboration with them or something, just to like encourage people to like go somewhere new wearing like the brand or something, you know, like trying something new. I feel like that's more so like what R&T is about. It's not necessarily just about like wearing the item, but it's how you feel and the experience that you're taking with you when you're out in the world. That's more so like what R&T is about. So I feel like if I can leave my mark wherever I go, whether it's in London or Paris or wherever, just want to like leave something. Because remember, even when we were there, like I was so like headstrong on even wanting to like put up like a QR code just for people to like see it or just like experience it in some way, shape, or form. Even probably like later this year, I might even go back just to like do some type of campaign or something, because I had such a pretty good experience there overall, considering some of the, you know, like downfalls while we were there. But like I definitely loved their fashion there. I found that they had like a lot of athletic wear. Black and white was like their signature thing in London. And with like some of the new releases coming up, I think it would be perfect. So I definitely want to go back and leave my mark out in the UK. So we'll see, girl.
And you will leave your mark out in the UK. And that's on period. So yeah, that's the end of another episode. Thank you guys so much for listening to the end of another podcast episode. Thank you, Roxanne, for coming through.
Thank you for having me.
And make sure that you check out R&T at R&T New York
_ yes, Instagram.
Okay, _ don't forget the
R&T
_
New York _ yes.
And also follow Roxanne Reid. Is it Roxanne Reid? What is it?
Rox _ and Roxanne.
Okay, Rox _ and Roxanne.
Yes.
I'm just making them Instagram. Yeah, but
And I'll wrap it up for you. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to Mind Over Matter Baby. Yes.